The Pacers are back home in Indiana, and fans hope they are feeling the love. What do we know about Tyrese Halliburton's injury as the blue and gold look toward the future?
The extreme heat that we're seeing here in central Indiana, how quickly can the inside of a car heat up? I'm WRTV's Adam Shooms. Will show you tonight on the news at 5.
And Iran strikes back at the U.S. What we know about the latest attack and questions about the damage done by Saturday's strikes on Iranian nuclear sites.
From Indy's streaming news leader, this is WRTV News at 5, streaming now.
First at 5 o'clock, we are checking in with Chief Meteorologist Todd Clausen, tracking high temperatures and humidity. Todd, it is very hot out there today, but how hot will it get this week?
You know, it's going to continue here at least for the next probably 5-6 days of 90-degree temperatures. I think the peak is probably tomorrow, and then it'll just get a tiny bit better as we work our way into Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. And eventually, by the time we get into early next week, our high temperatures should return back to the 80s. Here's where we stand right now. Numbers on the left are the actual temperatures. The numbers in the blue box, those are your heat index values. That's what it really feels like. Feels like 105 right now in Terre Haute. 102 is what it feels like in Lafayette. Heat index value of 96 in Indianapolis with an actual temperature of 91. Third day in a row that our actual high temperature has gotten above 90 degrees, so that makes it an official heat wave here in central Indiana. Here's a live look outside. The humidity's up. We don't have a ton of that haze out there. A few fair weather clouds, and that is just about it. But we are still getting the moisture from the south streaming here into central Indiana. You notice a few isolated storms developing in Kentucky. That won't happen here tonight in central Indiana, but as we get into the coming days, there will be the chance of a few downpours that'll bring at least some of you a little bit of relief from the heat. But look at your temperatures right around 90 through 8 p.m. and then we fall back down into the mid 80s with hazy sunshine and clear skies here this evening. We'll talk more about this heat wave and how long it lasts for us, Nicole, coming up in just a couple minutes.
As central Indiana experiences the hottest temperatures we have had this year, an Indiana family is raising awareness about the dangers of leaving a child in a hot car or truck. WRTV's Adam Shooms spoke with the family and shows how quickly the temperature can rise inside a parked car.
On average, more than 30 children under the age of 15 die every single year nationwide after being left inside a hot car. Just take a look how hot it is inside this car Monday afternoon.
I think that's the most dangerous thing, is to think something will never happen to you, because it could. And obviously it did to us.
This is her son, Ollie Dill. This month, he would have been 9.
We called him our Sour Patch Kid. Little sour on the outside, but super sweet once you got to know him.
Nearly 6 years ago this July, Ollie died after he was accidentally left in a hot car in southwest Indiana.
My husband just went on autopilot and went straight to his office and didn't realize he left Ollie in the back of the car until he actually went to pick up Ollie from daycare that afternoon.
A year after his death, the Dill family started Be Kind for Ollie. The foundation focuses on educating families on hot car deaths while also giving back to the community.
We're trying to save other children and other families from going through the same situation.
On a hot day in central Indiana, we checked the inside of these cars at around 1 p.m. when it was more than 90 degrees outside. Infrared thermometer showed inside the car, and every one reads more than triple digits. There are other things you can do to help prevent accidents from happening.
Having a call-in system with your daycare, putting something in your back seat you need every day when you arrive at work, are 2 very good things parents can do.
It's all in an effort to make sure families like Ollie's don't have to experience the heartbreak.
Don't think it will never happen to you, and be kind.
Adam Shooms, WRTV.
When those temperatures go up, so do the issues with your AC unit. Earlier today, WRTV shadowed a local HVAC company making the rounds to homes around Indy with AC issues. They told us when temps get up in the 90s for consecutive days, AC units can become overworked and shut down. So the best way to stay cool, clean your unit and have it checked before issues come up.
If you do not maintain your air conditioning system in these conditions, not only can it cause some comfortability issues, but it can cost you a lot of money. A lot of money. It really can. So sometimes just divvying up a little bit of money to get that air conditioning maintenance and cleaned, and maybe just a diagnostics report done on it is extremely worth it.
Experts say running a dirty AC unit can add $50 to $60 a month onto your electric bill, so cleaning it can save a lot of money. Let's take a live look right now at a major traffic backup on the west side. I-465 southbound is at a crawl. You can see it there after state police say local fire crews had to put out a car fire on the southbound ramp to 10th Street. ISP says it might take a while to clean up because of leaking fuel. Iran is firing back at the U.S., hitting a U.S. air base in Qatar. The Iran-Israel conflict is in its 11th day. ABC's Perry Russum is in Washington now with the latest.
Iran today retaliating against the U.S., launching an attack against U.S. troops stationed at Qatar. Iran firing missiles at the Al Udeid air base. It's the largest U.S. air base in the Middle East, home to some 10,000 American troops. A U.S. official telling ABC News the U.S. intercepted the missiles with no impacts on the base. President Trump visiting the base last month. It's the nerve center for the U.S. Central Command, where the attack against Iran on Saturday would have been controlled from.
It really is a heartbeat of the Middle East in terms of our presence there and the use of air forces, and certainly have been supporting the Iran attack. You know, they have been well prepared to receive this. They're well defended.
It comes as there are major questions about how much of Iran's nuclear program was destroyed in Saturday's attack. As President Trump says the facilities were obliterated.
Completely and totally obliterated.
The chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff says it's too early to tell the full scope.
Final battle damage will take some time, but initial battle damage assessments indicate that all three sites sustained extremely severe damage and destruction.
President Trump now floating the idea of a regime change in Iran. Trump posting online, if the current Iranian regime is unable to make Iran great again, why wouldn't there be a regime change? The administration clarifying it believes the regime change should come from within Iran.
If they refuse to engage in diplomacy moving forward, why shouldn't the Iranian people rise up against this brutal terrorist regime? That's a question the president raised last night.
Iran says it used the same number of missiles against the U.S. that the U.S. used against them on Saturday. It appears there was some kind of intelligence about the attack today, with the U.S. Embassy in Qatar telling Americans this morning in that country to shelter in place until further notice. Perry Russum, ABC News, Washington.
Indiana Governor Mike Braun has replaced all the leadership in the state's Economic Development Corporation. The IEDC helps businesses launch, grow, and move to the Hoosier State and decides how development incentives are spent. Today, Braun announced new appointments for the 9 seats on the IEDC board. They include business owners, entrepreneurs, and a former Democratic candidate for governor. Earlier this year, Governor Braun announced an audit into the Indiana Economic Development Corporation. Some lawmakers have questioned how the IEDC spends the money it gets from the state. That audit is still underway. A 16-year-old is under arrest after 3 people were hurt in a shooting near Monument Circle overnight. IMPD says officers found 2 men and a woman with gunshot wounds around 1:45 a.m. Police say they had officers nearby and medics to treat the victims, who were stable when they were taken to the hospital. IMPD says the teen who was involved is preliminarily charged with unlawful carrying of a handgun by a minor. A new affordable housing development on the city's northwest side is raising some red flags for residents. These homes were part of a development called Canal Village 1. Residents who live in the community say the developer did not build the homes that were promised. Now the developer wants to build 33 new homes that low to moderate income tenants can rent to eventually buy. The Northwest Landing Neighborhood Association is worried the developer will underdeliver again. But one stakeholder worries what could happen if the development doesn't happen. She says the community could lose an opportunity to grow generational wealth for its residents.
We're still trying to get repairs and things done with the houses in Canal Village 1 that are now falling into disrepair.
There's nothing that the remonstrator said that I don't agree with 100%. The only difference for me is that I don't want to see this project go away and then the neighborhood be left for 7 years to face the threats of gentrification.
The City County Council expected to vote on this proposal at its next meeting in July. They have laid out guidelines the developer must follow in order to receive the promised tax benefits for the project. ESPN confirms Tyrese Halliburton tore his right Achilles tendon during Game 7 of the NBA Finals. He used a wheelchair. You see it there when the team touched down back in Indy early this morning. Despite the tough loss to the Thunder, fans were waiting to welcome the team home, and they are optimistic about the team's future.
I love you guys. Keep doing what you guys are doing. Thank you for an amazing season.
We're really happy for all of our success, and we hope they do better next season.
Well, change is already underway at Gainbridge Fieldhouse. Crews have taken down the NBA Finals signage and started hanging fever posters today as the Pacers season came to a close and the WNBA season continues. Today, we spoke with a Pacers fan who attended almost every game this season. He even traveled to Paris in January and was in Oklahoma City last night.
It's an overdose in a way that you need relief from it, but you don't also want it to end. Like, oh, wait, that's the last time I see my bartender, my ushers, my gate ticket people, my other seat neighbors. Like, oh, we won't see it till next year. It's like the end of a school year.
Today, the Pacers shared this message from team owner Herb Simon to what he calls the best fans in basketball. He says the team, quote, united our city and state, gave us memories for a lifetime and reminded us all why it's so special to be a Pacers fan, end quote. Still ahead on WRTV, a Westside Park is due for a revamp and it's getting some money for improvements, what neighbors would like to see at Roby Park. Plus, what you might not know about the impact of high temperatures if you're on certain medications.
In dollars collected for our clients. You're watching WRTV, part of the Scripps News Group.
Indy Parks is responsible for more than 200 parks across Marion County, and some of them have waited quite a while for much-needed facelifts. WRTV's Tom Shipman takes us to one community park, which will soon get spruced up.
This is a good place to live.
Robert Schellenberger loves his small community of Claremont, the kind of place where everyone knows everyone.
Our chief of police is Steve. I know him.
He lives a short walk away from Roby Park, which is advertised on town signs.
Me and my wife used to take our grandkids down there.
There's a reason he said he used to go. Now, the park playground is neglected, rusting, and not the kind of place for kids to safely roam.
I hadn't been down there for a while. Nobody ever really uses it.
Indy Parks now has a mission to revive Roby Park.
We've seen historic levels of investment in our parks, and this was another opportunity.
This opportunity came from Councilor Krista Carlino. Every councilor could allocate $1 million on a park or road project in their district, and Carlino chose Roby. Alex Courtwright and Indy Parks now want to know how the locals would use that money.
Folks want to come together and say, hey, this is what we want to prioritize, because we'll look to do more work at the park over time, but this $1 million will only go so far.
Does that mean repairing the basketball courts? Could Roby become a more natural park and improve its trail system? Or should the playground be the top priority, even though there is a newer playground right across the street at Roby Elementary? The proud people of Claremont will make the final call, and they are ready to share their ideas.
We build houses for people. We had 2 houses last year built. Maybe we can get same people to help us spruce the park up. The mayor needs more ideas. Have them give me a call. I'll talk to them.
Ideas to make this aging space a place for Claremont by Claremont. At Roby Park, Taj Simmons, WRTV.
Indy Parks wants to hear your opinion on Roby Park, the project. Tonight, it's an open forum that starts at 6:30 this evening at Roby Elementary School. The U.S. strikes against Iran over the weekend could have an impact on oil and gas prices across the globe. That is because Iran is threatening to shut down a vital waterway that 20% of the world's oil passes through daily. And while there has not been a surge in oil prices here in America so far, the national average at the pump this morning was $3.22 a gallon. Gas Buddy is forecasting it could get as high as $3.50 in the days ahead.
Oil prices will continue to move depending on the actions of what happened in the Middle East. If there's a slight shift in the risk calculus, that could send oil up. If there are de-escalations, that could send oil back lower again.
Analysts believe any oil price spike would not last long, as the U.S. Navy could likely intervene as seen in the 1980s during the Iran-Iraq war. Todd is back with us as we start the work week. We're continuing those high temperatures that we've had over the weekend.
Yeah, you know, our first foray into the 90s started this weekend, and we're staying there this entire week. It's going to be a real hot stretch of weather that is going to continue. I would not advise going on the golf course.
You were out there
unless
today.
It's for a good cause,
okay.
And that's why I was out there today. It was the Wheeler Mission golf outing. 100 holes. You play multiple balls on a hole. I had to bail a little bit early to get to work, but that's Brian Crispin, CEO of Wheeler Mission, and here are the guys I golfed with out there on the course, Bob DeRosia and Steve Valentine. We had a great time. We stayed cool, and they did a great job providing everybody with water and drinks to stay hydrated. If you're going to be out the side, whether it's on the golf course or just out and about, try to do it early in the morning. We were out there golfing about 7:30, teed off at 8 o'clock. It wasn't as bad as it is outside right now. Heat advisory got extended for all of central Indiana until 8 p.m. Friday. Heat advisory in effect from 1 to 8 p.m. each and every day. To the north, it's an extreme heat warning. That's until 8 p.m. Tuesday for the counties you see in purple. Here's a live look outside right now from the top of the pagoda at IMS. Few fair weather clouds out there right now. 91 feels like 96 degrees right now when you factor in the humidity, which is at 48%. Of course, the relative humidity is relative to the temperature. The dew points are a better measure of the amount of moisture in the atmosphere, and I'll show you those in just a second. 98 in Bedford, your current temperature. 94 Greencastle. 93 is the current temperature in Anderson. We have the heat in place across much of the Midwest. You see where the relief is, but that's not coming our direction anytime soon. Our dew points are in the upper 60s here in Indiana, 70 in Chicago, as well as Nashville. Once you start getting into the 70-degree dew points, that is when it feels very tropical-like out there, and that's what we're going to have here as we work our way forward the next couple days. Your heat index values, many of you over the triple-digit mark. 105 in Terre Haute feels like 115 in Bedford right now. 111 in Tipton feels like 101 in Tipton, and that's why, again, advise you not to be outside for any extended period of times if you don't have to. As far as the satellite picture goes, you notice a few storms down here in Kentucky. That's the tropical-like moisture that is surging to the north. And as we get past tonight and into tomorrow, we will bring some isolated storm chances into the forecast. Your heat index stays above 90 degrees until 8 p.m. tonight. Here are your actual temperatures. And then for the day tomorrow, we're going back up into the mid-90s. Tomorrow, we're probably maybe a degree or two warmer, and that's going to result in your heat index values being a little bit higher tomorrow. You're in that danger category at 105, and then they just slowly start to relax a little bit as we work our way towards the end of the week. It's not until Saturday, though, that heat index values will be below 100 degrees. Some spotty storms do enter the forecast Wednesday through Sunday. Monday is the day we'll target for our high temperature not to reach 90 degrees. Nicole?
It is important to remember during the summer that some commonly prescribed medications can make your body even more susceptible to the sun. Mandy Gaither explains which medications don't mix well with heat.
High temperatures, heat, and humidity can all affect the body, but some medications can pose an added danger.
People are doing their errands, they're overheated, they don't feel well, and they can get really heat exhausted pretty quickly. Meds can have a significant impact.
The CDC says some medications interfere with the body's ability to regulate temperature, making it harder to cool down and increases sun sensitivity to the skin. Some medicine can also make a person more vulnerable to the heat by affecting the body's hydration, says Dr. Jesse Bracamonte with Mayo Clinic.
In some cases, if you're not hydrating, in certain meds can make you feel lightheaded and dizzy and nauseated. So it's really important to stay hydrated.
The CDC says medications that don't mix well with the heat include anticholinergics, some antidepressants and antipsychotics, antihistamines, beta blockers, diuretics, antibiotics, and antifungals. The heat can also degrade or damage some medications, including insulin, inhalers, and EpiPens. Bracamonte says to make sure they're being stored properly.
You don't want to leave any medications in the heat.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
It's great to get a break from cooking, but eating out is getting more expensive. Up next, ways to trim your restaurant bill so you don't waste your money.
TV.
Americans love dining out, but it can be a huge expense for families these days. The good news is there are ways to lower that bill but still have a good experience.
Destiny Combs and Elizabeth Saylor are going out less these days
I just try not to eat out that much.
and ordering less when they do.
We used to, go for appetizer, meal, dessert, drink, all of the things, and now it's like maybe we're not going to order all of that every time.
Welcome to Dining Out in 2025, where both customers and restaurant managers are trying to keep costs down. Chris Breeden says at his restaurant, Arnold's, they've removed some of the priciest items this year.
We don't do the New York strip anymore.
Sean Piles of NerdWallet says saving on dining out starts before you sit down at the table.
Money management's often an exercise in self-control.
Like thinking about what you'd prefer to spend money on and skip what you don't.
So I might have 2 appetizers when I'm going out to eat, but I might skip the cocktail if it doesn't sound good to me that night.
Piles says to think about managing your budget in a different way.
You might say to yourself that I'm only going to go out to eat 3 times per month or 1 time a week, instead of saying, oh, I'm only going to spend $100 out to eat this month.
When it comes to cost-cutting measures, he says, join restaurant loyalty programs or find coupons or discounted gift cards. For families, he says, go to restaurants where kids can eat free or consider sharing a meal. And avoid the traditional, pricey, pre-fixed holiday dining experience.
Brunch is the big thing for Mother's Day. We decided to go in a completely different direction and went out to a really nice ramen restaurant in town.
And be sure to plan ahead like Brandon Roth.
You can look ahead at menu prices so you're not shocked by the sticker price.
That way you don't waste your money. John Matteries, Scripps News Group.
Coming up tonight at 6, don't get left out in the heat. What you can do right now to make sure your home's air conditioning unit lasts through heat waves like this so you can keep your cool. But first at 5:30, 2 brothers with a lot of motivation have a small business off the ground, what they're selling, and how it could go beyond just a summer job.